Hey y'all, hey. So I figure I'd try a new filter because why not? So I wanted to share something that I heard in my spiritual auditory last night or this morning. After sales this morning. And what happened was, and I'm giving y'all the super condensed version, was I was on someone's live and I shared something with them. And basically, the person that I was speaking to had encouraged me to read Psalm 109 and to read it daily, especially what, some of the things that I've shared with her. And so I decided, I didn't do it last night, but I decided, to incorporate it into my morning routine. So let me back up just a little bit. Yesterday, in case you did not see my video, I basically said that I went to the memorial for Gabriel Prosser. And as I did, I was met by this man who, to me, he was a comical character. And it's not that he was trying to be, but it was like everything about him was comical to me, even though it was his life. But I just found it really comical. And what I didn't share yesterday was that he cussed a whole lot, and it actually reminded me of my former karmic lesson, let's call it that. And he cussed a lot, a little bit too much for my liking. You know how you try to, tell someone and you're not trying to change them, but to be more aware and conscious of how they talk to people, but they still keep doing it even though you're uncomfortable with it. But anyway, so he did a whole lot of cussing. And on top of that, he was sweating profusely. And he said he got, that was one of the first things he said to me, was that he got caught up in the rainstorm. And I'm like, I could see, because he was drenched. Drenched. Every time he talked, you would just see sweat just pouring. And then he had on this big coat, bruh, it's 90 some odd degrees. Could that be, I don't know, one of the reasons why you might be sweating profusely? But anyway, so that was that, right? So then, this morning, I kid you not, I was either in between sleep, in between waking up, one of them. But I remember having this thought about reading Psalm 109. Y'all, I kid you not. It started off in my voice, or whatever voice you hear. Because, when you're reading, when you're reading silently, you hear the voice, right? So whatever voice that was, I'm assuming it was mine. But then, y'all, it was a man's voice. And the man said it took the devil to force you to read it. So that was deep. I don't know whose voice that was, but damn if he won't write. So y'all, let me read a little bit to you. And I gotta take my glasses off because I don't need my glasses to read. And I'm reading from 109. I'm going to start with verse 16. And it says, because he did not remember to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. As he loved cursing, so let it come to him. As he did not delight in blessings, so let it be far from him. As he clothed himself with cursing, as with his garment, so let it enter his body like water, and like oil into his bones. And that stops at verse 18. But another thing that I wanted to mention was, right outside of my house is an oil container, a plastic oil container. And it's been there for a couple of days. Normally, I'm not even gonna lie, normally I do pick up litter, and especially if it's in front of my house, but I was about to say for some reason, but honestly, I want to say the divine reason was it was supposed to be there for a reason, because I kept seeing it, but I did not feel inclined to pick it up. And so after reading the scripture, I'm thinking about the man that I saw who cussed like a sailor and then some. I'm talking about every other word. And y'all, I don't mean to talk about the man, but it was like every time he talked, it was like you could see the water just coming from his mouth and even saliva. And then he had a bottle of water and the water fell out into the ground. Like he did that a couple times. He went to bend down some of the water and it almost looked like it was done on purpose. Like, yeah, confirmation probably, I'm sure. So the scripture talks about the cussing as well. But not every cuss is a curse. If you get it, you get it. If you know, you know. And then it talks about oil and it talks about water. And then hearing what I heard, isn't that amazing? It's simply amazing. I don't know. I can't even tell you whose voice that was. I can't tell you. Yeah, I got nothing. But I know what I heard. And I know what I experienced yesterday engaging with that man. So I just thought I'd come in and just share this with you because, like I said before, I'm feeling inclined to share more experiences, share more dreams, everyday moments. And I just thought I'd share this one. So more is to come, y'all. And I was telling my daughter yesterday, I said, if anybody ever wanted to make a story of my life, and especially this last year, we will not run out of content. And it's like, some of it is just so comical to me. Like it's just something you would see in a comedy. So to me, it's like when I started looking at my life as an adventure, if I know in my heart of hearts that nothing is going to harm me, but I can live my life like an adventure, that's when things just really started to change for me. I started looking at things and people very differently. And I realized that people are, some of them are just placeholders. Some of them are just NPCs. If you know, you know. Some of them are main characters. Some of them are here to teach you lessons. And it's like, you have to figure out who is who and who you allow to be in your story. So yeah. So I just want to share that. Hope you enjoyed it. So in the meantime, as usual and as always and as usual, be happy and remember to find joy in your journey. Until next time.